make sure to leave time for other members in the chamber, but I think it's important that anybody here who wants to has an opportunity to make a contribution. This House ordered this government to table all documents and advice in regards to the stadium. Now, it is clear today from the there's been references to thin and flimsy documents through the week, but the thin and flimsy pile of documents that were in fact tabled did nothing to fulfil that order of this place. Now, it wasn't that long ago that the discussion on the order actually occurred, but to remind people how important it was to every member of this place, every single member in this place voted for the order to table all advice, that Ms Alexander made the amendment to ensure that it occurred. And I'm just going to remind what was said, because there should be no doubt on the reading of Hansard what the expectation was. There was an expectation that all departmental and departmental commissioned assessments and reports relating to Macquarie Point Stadium be tabled by the Thursday the 1st of June. And I'm quoting Ms Alexander here. I think the intention was to broaden from not just the Treasury but to include state growth, as well as any other department that may have been feeding information into Treasury assessments. It was Ms Alexander's understanding that it would not be confined to Treasury, but by putting departmental and commissioned assessments in, it may feed in from state growth and other departments. Ms Alexander went on to say in her amendment to amend it to all departmental commissioned assessments and advice. Then by adding the word advice, it will encapsulate the government's original intention of the motion. And in fact, Mr Street, who was carrying through this amendment for the government on interjection, included, "I am more than comfortable with the amendment as we have moved it. The intention is to broaden it, not to narrow it from Treasury." That is the advice that I was given. So it was even clear by the government and the Leader of Government Business that the intention was to broaden it from Treasury and all departmental advice to be tabled. Mrs Alexander went on further to say, there is a second point that we have just discussed. By introducing the word advice after assessment, on a personal preference, I would like to introduce the word advice. There is no doubt that the order of this place, supported by every single member, was to ensure that all advice was tabled. All advice into Treasury, into state growth, as Ms O'Connor has mentioned, perhaps the Department of Premier and Cabinet, perhaps the Crown Lawyer. There is no doubt that today that order has been breached, and this government is in clear contempt of the orders of this place. Now, I think that most Tasmanians throughout this discussion and throughout this debate has been concerned about the behaviours of this government. Had there been any question about this ability of this government to be transparent, then this is the day and this is the moment. People have spoken in order to give time for the Premier to present to the chamber. I call on the Premier now. Premier, come into the chamber. Face the fact that you have not fulfilled the requirements of this order, and you are not being transparent, not only to the members of this place nor the members of the crossbench, but to Tasmanians. It is a requirement that you do so. It is a significant matter. I will seek to sit now so other members can make a contribution, but Premier, you must come to the chamber.